Can you hear me?
Do I want to hear you?
That's not the question. Can you hear me?
That's my question.
Well, you can't answer a question with a question, at least not without being a jackass.
I just did.
And?
Yeah, I can hear you. Let's
Are you
speak
sure
up a little
you
bit.
two aren't married? Because this is like...
Dear God, no, we'd be dead. Welcome to the 4 Mile Circus. 4 Mile Circus is a podcast by 4 Mile Circus, a media services company based out of Brooklyn, New York. My name is Sean, and I have a co-host who is, as usual, staring at me, waiting for me to shut up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to. So, no. What's your name?
Nicole?
And what do we do?
We have a media services company called 4 Mile Circus, and we do also this podcast.
Yeah, but,
I think.
But what's the podcast?
The 4 Mile Circus.
Yeah, but what do we do on the podcast?
We do this. We go back and forth, and I get progressively annoyed. That part?
No, I mean like what's the point of the podcast?
Oh, the whole talk. Oh, we talk to independent media makers about how they do stuff.
What kind of stuff?
Art and stuff, movies, music, other podcasts,
Finger
writing. Not yet, but probably.
Ooh, we should talk to a finger painter.
Great.
I want to talk to a finger painter.
Great.
Who?
I don't know any, but we'll get on Craigslist and be like, finger painters wanted, and no one will think that's creepy at all.
Your niece isn't a world famous finger painter yet?
No. Weirdly. We'll have to get on that.
Yeah, get on that.
Okay. And then we'll have her on.
What are you?
We can have her on the show.
Worst aunt.
Yeah, I'm the worst. That's exactly what they all say about me.
The worst.
That's when every time I show up, she just cries and cries. She doesn't smile hugely and light up in a way that brings my cold heart joy at all. That's not what happens.
Well, then that just proves my point.
Do we have any guests today?
Today's guests are Manny and Lindsay Serrano of Massgravepictures, which I'm just gonna put this out there. Don't Google that name.
No, but we were thinking.
Just find the website. We'll give you the website. You know, just trigger warning on Googling that name.
That was intentional. It was totally intentional.
God. I hadn't even thought about that.
I did it, and a half second later, I'm like, wait, nope. There's just some things I don't want to see, which is fine. Fine. But aside from that, they're delightful people that we met actually at our Friday the 13th event here in New York. And
that was
back
Friday
in
the 13th,
October.
wasn't it? It was Friday.
It was fun.
Oh my God, guys, and today's Saturday the 13th. So it's like the next step.
Oh,
in
no,
our
that's
lives.
next week.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's
That's next week.
Oh, we should mention that next
The
week.
6th.
It could have been an anniversary.
Oh, well, you guys can go home and just come back next week. Let's do that.
That's
Next
it,
week,
I'm out.
no, we got a film festival next week. We're at Macabre Fair Film Festival next week.
And I'm screening.
And she's screening her new short film, Beneath. No plugging or nothing. Just-
No,
Nothing.
the more plugging, the better. We rather like Beneath here at the 4 Mile Circus. We have seen Beneath, and
Yes.
we recommend it to our listeners.
Oh,
We
thank
saw
you.
it at
So-
the Axewood Film Festival.
Were it not for the fact that this episode isn't going to drop until after your film screens, I would say everybody go check out the Macabre Film
Oh,
Festival and
They
see.
can still go.
Yeah, seriously.
It's true. Time's not linear. I need to stop thinking in these old ways. Like,
Exactly.
the past is
Really
always
do.
with us. So great. Go.
Exactly.
Go see her.
Just go
film.
back. Go back and see it.
Do it.
You're listening to this now. Go back and see it then.
Or you know what? Just build an awesome venue, and then you can play my movie.
Yeah,
Oh, there you go.
We
That
do
too.
that.
That's
We
a
could
good
do
one.
that.
Or both.
Both.
Mhm.
Both.
Both is always a good option.
Go back in time, see it, and say, you know what? This is so good. I need to build a venue so we can watch this all day, every day.
I think we may have cracked how we're going to save the world. Someone's going to do that, and they're going to go back to see your film, and then they're going to be like, I can set other things right too.
Yeah.
And
Let's fix it all.
Sean's
that's
looking
gonna be
worried.
that's gonna be the Quantum Leap reboot premise.
Nice.
Well, now that
with
we've
it.
squared that away,
So we saw
have a
Beneath
plan.
at Axe Wound back in November, where we also hung out with Manny and Lindsay.
this is
And
true.
Lindsay was on our ancillary content panel.
Which
I
you can
was.
listen to. It was episode 38 of the podcast, right? Okay, well, it was a recent episode of the podcast.
It was like 3 episodes ago. 3 episodes ago. An episode ago. I don't know. I don't pay attention.
No, you did holidays last time.
We did
Yes.
holidays, and before that we had Mateo Marquez, and
Yes.
before that we had the Axe Wound panel.
Yes, 3 episodes.
Not
But
including.
how many episodes between now and when this airs is the question.
No, this is the next episode.
This is the next episode.
Okay.
Other than we got a 4-minute circus dropping on Monday, where we try to talk about things we're looking forward to this year, and
But little did we know.
little did we know. There's
I don't know what that meant.
We just
this
posted
time.
our year in review and looking forward
Yeah.
this week. So
Yeah, because we have a podcast too. So
You do.
we do.
yes.
would you like to tell us about that? The title, perhaps.
It's called Filmmaking Sucks.
Indeed, it does.
It does.
Best podcast,
But we
does.
love it anyway.
Yes, that also.
And that's the other reason why we're here, because we figured, hey, why not get 4 people in the room who don't know how to shut up and put them on a show? This is going to be the longest episode ever. So we're just going to call it 2 episodes, and one of them will be yours and one of them will be ours.
Yeah.
This way we have an excuse to keep rambling.
That sounds
Great.
like us.
Yeah,
That
that's
sounds
how
cool.
we do things.
Cool,
Yeah.
I like
I'm down
it.
for that.
I like it. I'm down.
I like talking.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I feel like I just learned something new about you.
You learn something new every 3rd or 4th day.
So what are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about you.
Oh, that's
awesome.
awkward.
Yeah, you guys make films and podcasts, as we said.
Oh, okay.
I also color, by the way, just to
She
add to your-
colors
to
and
your
I
art.
paint.
And I knit.
Do you paint with your fingers?
No, not intentionally.
Damn it.
So close.
Not intentionally.
Knitting. So you're just overall creatives. What kind
Making
of
art and things.
like do you knit movies?
No, I don't know. Knit
I knit
movies.
the movies because I'm the editor.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. I'm good at that whole allegory.
I just taught myself to crochet,
Oh, it's-
though.
yeah, it makes-
Oh, crochet. I did
Yeah.
that for a little bit.
You
I don't-
did?
Yes, when I was younger.
You live in
I-
Alaska, nothing else to do.
No, I mean,
Like,
I'm
really?
Before I could drink.
I'm just saying, I tried to crochet when I was younger and lived in upstate New York, which is not that dissimilar, and I just couldn't do it because I thought it was very hard. So
It was yeah.
You should try it again because I couldn't do it as a kid. And then I literally watched like one video and like looked at a bunch of, those step-by-step pictures and boom, got it.
Crocheting is for adults apparently. It's an
Oh,
adult
listen.
activity.
I got a Star Wars crochet kit where you can make the little Star Wars characters.
Gives you a reason.
So
to
now I
wanna
was like,
crochet.
now I have to learn how to crochet because I need myself a Wookiee and a knit Ewok in my life.
I need
Really.
a crocheted Wookiee and
See?
Ewok in
Right?
my
See how-
life. Yeah.
Right?
You know what it is? It's just a matter. You just need the right motivation.
Yeah.
That's
Wookiees
what
and
it is.
Ewoks.
It's
are-
all about the motivation.
I agree.
You have questions, right?
I do have questions.
Yeah.
But you guys were talking about Wookiees and Ewoks.
You
and all
just
that
got
good
excited
shit.
and just,
I'm just like in crocheting, which I'm trying to remember exactly like when I did that and how long I did it for. It wasn't for very long. My grandmother was visiting.
Yeah, my grandmother tried to teach me that shit, and I was too dense for it. So I'm just impressed. I'm just impressed that you, as a young child, were like, "Oh,
I mean, I couldn't do it now. This was like 20 years ago.
You could learn, I bet.
Oh, yeah, you could.
I
brush up.
could, but I'm lazy now.
You should get on it. Crochet us some stuff. We can crochet 4-mile circus sweaters.
wow.
Ooh.
Think about that.
No, I don't want to do that.
Now see if you get graph
just said
paper
think
and then
about
you
it.
literally just block it out on graph paper. And then
Think-
you literally just count the blocks.
Think
the
of the money
stitches.
you will save on
Swag.
screen printing.
Oh,
yeah. Might be a little more time intensive, but I mean, we don't have
So much
anything to
more
do.
rewarding.
Well, I'm not really. When it comes to making things with my hands, like one of the sleeves is going to be shorter than the others. I think the most I managed to do at one point was like a rug or like a bath mat or something like that. Because it was just a flat thing.
Yeah.
But
Still wasn't straight though, was it?
No.
No,
the
it was just
edges
one
were
side.
just- it
Like,
was
how did
like- it
this?
was
You
like-
got a
it was that-
rhombus.
Exactly.
Yeah, rhombus, exactly.
It was a trapezoid.
There you go.
It was a trapezoidal rhombus somehow. I don't know how that worked. Somehow it was an octagon, but it was still a square.
Oh,
You're a creative, you know. That's what happens.
So we saw Lindsay's film, Beneath, at the Axe Wound. And we as we said, we enjoyed it. It was Could you describe the film for us, if you.
It is about a girl who seeks revenge on her boyfriend after he posts a naughty video of her online, and she gets help from an unexpected old friend.
Good description.
That's a solid description.
That was solid.
That's
That was
much better
legit.
than I am at descriptions for things.
Oh God.
I'm just like, well, this is a thing, and there's a person, and they do the stuff, and it's in a movie.
And it's kind of thing, and it's about. Oh, I'm done now.
Done. Yeah. It's and then people like don't want to see that movie.
Like, wow, that sounds vague.
So you've been doing the festival rounds with that,
Yep.
as well as your most recent feature, Theta States,
Yeah.
which is your
Second
Yeah.
feature, yeah.
second feature. What is Theta States about?
It is a series of images that when you watch them in order, they create motion. On a
Whoa.
I
screen.
see.
So there's a
I see.
moving picture. You're saying,
Yes. it's a
Wait.
moving picture.
What if you added sound to it?
like maybe talking.
Then it's multi-sensory.
Well, that is quite the description.
Yeah. So Theta States is about a guy who goes to he's a chronic insomniac who goes to see a doctor. The doctor gives him an experimental a binaural audio treatment that once it lulls him to sleep, demons arrive.
Oh. That sounds about like what I expect from doctors and why I don't go to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
avoid the doctor because doctors let
This-
the devil in.
Well, yes, this one will let the devil in and give you a reason not to go to doctors or to go to sleep.
Sounds like a movie
Yeah.
I need in my
Sounds
life.
like it.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's reinforcing
Yeah.
important behaviors.
Mhm.
So you've been doing the festival rounds of both of those, but these aren't the only things that you guys have done. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've done previously in film and how long you've been doing it? And what kind of stuff do you do?
You want to go or I should go? You go. You do it. Go ahead.
Oh, I have to do
Get good at this. Get
Oh,
good at this.
man.
She's got her. Say this is her first official like a film festival run that we're doing.
Yeah.
So I'm used to being the spokesperson. She's got to get good at it now because the more I talk about her movie, the more people think it's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's
know.
a thing.
So she's got to go for it. New face of the company.
Because you're usually like producing and
Yes.
ADing and
Yeah.
doing that sort of thing.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
right, this is your first film that you directed that's
Mhm.
screening at festivals.
Yeah, I actually wrote and directed this one. It's the first thing I've done something like that since probably film school, which I graduated from in 2008.
2000.
But yeah, so yeah, we officially started, Lord knows, 2010, let's call it. I don't know, but we've been making films probably since 2005, 2006.
Yeah, our first short was December 2005. I think we shot 2004 or something like that. Yeah.
And that was a horrible, horrible, wonderful experience. I mean, wonderful. It was wonderful. I actually acted in our very first, and they tied me to a chair using real duct tape and real handcuffs, and then proceeded to stab me with a retractable knife, throw water on me, and then eventually disembowel me.
Yep.
And then they all ran away to have their smoke breaks and clean up, and they left me handcuffed to the chair for 10 minutes.
I am not part of the they. To be clear, I am not part of the they who left her. Who left her to smoke. I did leave, but that's because I cut my own hand open.
Yes, you did.
In the process of eviscerating her. So I had to finish the scene. And since we did the scene, we had it was literally a bag of chicken guts and stuff that was taped to her stomach that I cut open. But when I cut open, I made about a 3-inch incision across my thumb. So which is the hand I had to reach into the stomach with to hold. So I reached in, pulled it out, did the scene, and said, "All right, I'm bleeding," and I walked off.
And presumably had salmonella at that point as well.
I did not. I did not. Exactly, which is why I ran off as quickly as possible.
It's like I'm surprised you still have your thumb.
Precisely. So I ran off to do that, and all right, we're done. I got to go wash. And then the other 3 guys left her taped and bound to the chair. As I'm upstairs nursing a wound, they're smoking.
So this was your first film?
Yes.
Okay, so this seems like it was a good learning experience.
It was.
Very good.
It was. 2 of those people we never worked with again.
Yeah, there you go. That's one of the great things about making films. You learn who you don't want to make
Yes.
films with.
Yes.
2 of them we never worked with again. Coincidentally, the one who we did work with again doesn't smoke. So when he walked off with them, he was just following.
He was just like, I don't want to hang out with a girl tied to the chair. That's just, I don't know.
He
That's
was
just,
just
weird.
following.
Chicken guts all over. It
Did you
doesn't
have
seem
more to shoot
sanitary.
tied to the chair, or
No.
no,
we were
it was
done.
over.
It was
done.
literally, it was a one scene thing. We were doing it like a found footage thing of 4 guys that kidnap a girl. Okay, so we were doing the whole thing. We were passing the camera back and forth, and we had made it so that every time we passed the camera back, we would just make it really rough so we can add the cuts in.
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
yeah,
You know, but we were trying to do it in like
Smart.
one solid take for the most part.
Yeah.
All right. And this was December 29th or so, sometime between Christmas and New Year's, and it was in our basement. So
Somebody had gotten a camcorder, like, you know, the handheld
he
thing.
just had a cam. We're sitting around in the living room, all of us in the. I'm like, shoot a fucking movie.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Just sitting here doing nothing. Like we're just literally staring at the screen, flipping channels, waiting for Bear and the Big Blue House to end or something, you know. And we're like, let's just. So we went over to the store. We got some stuff. We went in the basement, tied her up, and killed her. And it was like 10 degrees in this basement, you know, and so she's freezing.
Well, they also at one point, one of the guys found we have an old water heater in our house. So you have to dump the water out.
Sounds
put
like
clean
that.
water. It sounds like
Yeah.
that, and you have to dump the dirty water out and fill it with clean water every once in a while. So we had this gigantic like middle, like I don't even know, like a nasty rusty old bucket.
Yeah, it was a really old bucket. But when we poured the water into it, like it was cold enough in there that because of the heat of the water, it just steamed.
Yeah.
So it looked really cool in the shot, like just her
Yeah.
sitting there, and then there's this steam coming up from behind her. You know, it looked really, really cool.
Of course, by the end of the scene, it had become extremely
3
cold
hours later.
water after 3 hours. And one of the guys had the brilliant idea to pretend it was my own piss and
Yeah.
to dump the entire bucket over me.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
comfortable.
With her mouth taped and behind, and
Mouth
he
taped.
dumps it on her. And she goes,
My eyes got about this big, and that was not acting.
It's method, man.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta be like real.
you got to commit to your
Something.
art.
yeah.
Very Jared Leto.
She didn't have much of a choice.
Art is suffering. So what is this film called, and is it available?
No, it's not. it was I took it to a friend of mine. I didn't even have editing software at the time, so I took it to a friend of mine who edited it together, and the usable footage we turned into a 1-minute trailer
Okay.
Okay.
out of a 7-minute scene. We turned it into a 1-minute trailer. That's what was usable, because it was just crap. It just looked terrible. You just turned it into a trailer. I ended up coming up with an outline for a full feature, which never happened. You know, so our first film was a faux trailer.
Okay. That's fair. That's how you learn how
Yeah.
to do stuff.
It's
though,
on
you know?
YouTube
Like-
somewhere.
Oh.
It is on YouTube. It's available. I mean, it's just like one of those things we don't really show because I don't know. Fuck it. If you want to laugh at our old shit, laugh at it. But I'm not promoting it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is on our YouTube channel.
It's called
all
the-
of our
It's
the
called
circle.
The Circle.
The circle. All of our stuff.
That
is
sounds
on it.
very easy to Google.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
very hard to find the right one,
Well,
hopefully.
if you just YouTube massgravepictures first,
Yeah.
Mm.
sift through the death and find our profile, it's on there.
So massgravepictures circle. That would help.
Yeah.
As
Mass
opposed
grave
to-
circle? I
No,
don't
it's
know.
more fun the other way.
I mean, I'm thinking you're still gonna find a lot of stuff if you just Google mass grave circle and adding the pictures. It's just
You know,
gonna
you know, it's funny.
make your image search a little.
With the fact that everything really like Google and YouTube and everything is kind of custom to yourself, you know, I don't know what actually comes up anymore when somebody else Googles
That's-
us.
yeah.
Because if I Google
Right.
myself, I'm gonna get my own shit.
Right, because they know that's what you're looking for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
true.
I have no idea what would come up. I think we should try it at some point. We should try it. Will you try it on your browser? I'd love to see what actually pops up. Because I haven't seen the mass grave pictures in forever.
Yeah.
You know?
This is why you shouldn't like start and name your company when you're like in your early 20s because like, oh my god, that is so funny. Let's call it Mass Grave Pictures.
But it's true. When we said it, I was like, you know what they're gonna get when they Google us? That's awesome.
But then when you're trying to promote your stuff, you're like, shit, we're like on page 12.
That's what gives us the motivation to work real hard and become the top of Google.
There. So anyone
know-
out there, if you want to call yourself pornography pictures or something like
work
that,
for it.
you're
You
gonna
gotta work for it.
I
Set
have
your
a new
goals.
company name idea. So,
So
Four
that-
finger circus.
so,
Oh.
Hey now. Hey now.
so you, but presumably you've done a few things after that.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Our
Such
first
as?
feature was another one that's great when you Google Blood Slaughter Massacre.
okay, yeah.
That was our first feature, and that was a slasher film.
Okay.
It was an amalgam of a slasher film. We tried to literally do every trope we could think of from every 80s like action slasher movie.
Uh-huh.
So we have it was inspired by everything from Charles Bronson films, specifically 10 to Midnight, to Slumber Party Massacre and Maniac in Pieces and everything in between. So there's little bits of everything in it. It's literally like, so if we had the budget, it would be the quintessential slasher film.
Right.
Because it has the girl in the shower, the girl in the woods, the girl, the boyfriend, the babysitter. You know what I mean? The alcoholic detective, the chief who's always mad. You know, So the estranged wife, the killer whose backstory is way too complex. The red herring killer. It's all in there, and in 2 hours of a slasher film.
Oh, it's a full like 2 hours as opposed to the usual like 90 minutes.
It is
Yeah.
2 hours.
2 hours.
So it's like it's
The
not
first-
just a slasher movie. It's
It
a
is-
slasher epic.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, the first cut was 2 hours and 6 minutes. And there's still 2 scenes that we didn't shoot simply because I was like, this is getting too long. The edit was already at 1 hour 15, and we had a whole bunch of shit still to shoot. So we cut 2 scenes from the script. And we still had a lot to go. So
It's a slasher epic.
Yeah.
Blood Slaughter Massacre.
yeah, the original. If we had shot everything, we'd probably be closer to 215 or 220. It would be like the Stanley Kubrick of slasher films.
It's like the like the Stanley or the what's his name? Christopher Nolan
There
slasher
you go.
movie.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
It's like, why is it 2 hours long?
because IMAX has a limit. It would be 4 otherwise.
So what'd you do with that? Did it play at festivals? Did you like VOD it? Did you?
It did festivals. I think we played around four or 5 festivals, I believe, and then we got picked up for distribution by Wild Eye.
Nice.
So it's available on Amazon, not Amazon Prime, but Amazon.
Mhm.
So we're just kind of letting that deal finish off, and then I don't know. Maybe we'll take it back. Maybe we won't. I don't know.
Yeah. And we'll decide what to do with that.
Yeah.
And
See if Disney will take it. They own everything.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
at this
You might
point,
as well.
Let's
Let's just call up the Disney. Say,
And
hey,
that's the other reason for the name, to be the total anti-Disney. When everything
Yeah.
is Disney, it'll be Disney and massgravepictures.
They'll be like, we can't take. So then everyone
You
will
guys are on
gravitate
your
to
own.
you. Yeah.
That's it. You're on your own.
So you produced that yourself,
Yeah.
and everything. How did you get the money? How did you what were you?
Friends and family.
Yeah.
Raising money ourselves, and I think we raised. I think the budget for that was 13,000, not including like marketing and stuff like that.
That's pretty impressive for an epic of that.
Oh
you
no,
know.
it actually has. There were 42
Oh, yeah.
kills because we had the body counters. I don't know if you know them, but they actually
42
watch
on-screen,
movies and count how
42
many people
kills.
die in a movie. So we have 42 kills in Blood Slaughter Massacre with 26 speaking roles,
Yes.
17 locations
Oh, Jesus
in 3
Christ.
states.
Yes.
it really is an epic.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty serious. I think in total we had 47 actors in the movie. 47 actors in total.
Wow.
Yeah. We
a lot of
literally
people.
called in like every favor we could
Yeah.
possibly
Yeah.
muster up.
Yeah.
We called in everything. We got in, and hey, it worked.
Shot
We
shot it mostly in my parents' house and in his mom's house.
We shot it in an old video store. when
Old video
that
store was like
closing down.
our big location, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah, like an
Um,
actual video store. It was really cool.
So I take it when you were writing the script, you weren't thinking like a producer so much in terms of like, let's write something that's easily producible on a low budget.
It was very easy, actually. Surprisingly, it was quite easy. It started originally. Blood Slaughter was a bunch of trailers. We did more. We went back to trailers. We started there, and we did 3 part 1, 2, and 3 for a slasher series that didn't exist.
Uh-huh.
And when you watch the 3 of them, you get the entire story of the Ripper.
Okay.
You know, and so the first one is just like that old 70s type trailer where nothing is very specific. It's like a bunch of weird shots and oh, there's a killer. Okay. The second one told the story of the detective that's been chasing him and the coroner that he enlists to help him as they hunt him down. And then part 3 becomes the Slumber Party Massacre, where it's just now, okay, well, oh, somehow he survived from the ending of part 2 and now he's after the teenagers, you know. So what we did was since we did all we had shot those, and basically for those things we literally just shot all the kill scenes, shot all the fun stuff. We decided to take those stories and let's just cram them together into one script. And so we were essentially, most of the movie was reshooting what we had already shot. So we knew what it was going to cost. We had the people who were already involved. We just cast some new actors. We had our crew. Everybody was on the page because, like, hey, we've been doing this for the last 2 years. So it was real simple to get through a lot of it. You know? Yeah. So we already knew a lot. We had some of the locations we reused just for different scenes. You know, other friends' apartments and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a lot easier
Yeah, I
than
think
we expected it to be.
we had probably made about, I don't even know, 15 short films by that time. And we got obsessed with, for a while, we were doing 48-hour film competitions where you know, have 48 hours to write, shoot, and edit and upload
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
video.
Yeah.
So I think that we were pretty young and cocky because we were like, we can do these in 48 hours. We can handle a feature film. We got this. And we didn't really think like logistics wise, because it was like, we already know all these people, you know, we're friends with a number of filmmakers. So everybody just bring all your equipment together, bring all your skills. And I mean,
Yeah.
we could totally do this. And then as time went on, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And it was like, okay.
The hardest part was really just scheduling everything.
Yeah.
Scheduling everybody. It was 5 girls in the slumber party.
Yeah.
And so we had the 5 of them plus
Their 5 boyfriends.
Yeah, well, 3 boyfriends.
3 boyfriends.
3 boyfriends plus Brett, 4 boyfriends. Okay. Then the detective and the coroner and the killer, you know, and that's the last 45 minutes of the movie in one location, which we shot out in, where was that?
Hamburg, New Jersey.
Hamburg, New Jersey.
Okay.
So so number one, we're transporting 9 actors plus the 5 or 6 members of the crew 2 hours into Jersey.
Because this is New York City. Nobody has a car.
Yeah, nobody.
Right.
Yeah.
So we had to run passenger vans and
we're in the middle of
actually,
nowhere. Yeah, we did. We had to rent a passenger van because everybody was taking the train in. The closest train is a 35-minute drive away. The bus. The bus? Yeah, the bus. 35-minute drive to the bus. So it was an hour, 10 minutes round trip to pick somebody up and bring them back. You know? So we had a passenger van that we rented for 4 days to get everybody in, everybody out. We had about 35 people through the course of 3 days that came in and out of the house. Yeah, and that was just the first weekend of shooting. That was the first weekend of shooting. We
I'm
shot.
exhausted just hearing that.
Yeah, we shot every second or third week. It was 19 days of shooting over 10 months. You know, so we did 2 reshoots at that house. So we
Okay.
did the first 4 days straight, and then 2 more overnight shoots there, and that was probably the hardest part of everything. That was just absolute hell.
But I did win a producing award for it. So.
Yes.
Well, you should.
Yes,
You got it done. after
How many
that.
film festivals give away a best producer award? We found one,
We
and
found
she
one,
won
and
it.
I won it. And I was, and once we actually laid that out to all the filmmakers that were like, yeah, because you don't really think like how many people really pay attention to the credits when you're really gonna start when you first start kind of making feature films. You don't pay that much attention to how many people there are on there. And then so when we were actually talking to a bunch of the filmmakers at the festival, we're like, oh yeah, we had 26 speaking roles, 47 actors, 42 kills, and they were like, I'm sorry, what? You had what?
I did my first movie with 3 friends in a living room in my freaking mom's place when she was away. What are you kidding me? Oh yeah, no, we're just insane. We have a problem.
Yeah.
Every once in a while,
It's us.
I kind of occasionally, not very often, but wish that like I wish I was dumb like I was when I first got started.
Yeah.
And I would just be like,
Yeah.
I just want to do this stupid thing and not think and just be like, yeah, no, we just need 3 people on the crew and just these shitty lights and like, yeah, we'll just do like 12. I can't do long days anymore. Like I hit like 6 hours and I'm just like,
I'm still good at that.
am I fucking done yet?
I don't care. I could still shoot like 4 days straight, no sleep. Now that first weekend, I lost 3 pounds because I lived on iced tea and cigarettes.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
it. I
yeah.
literally did not eat from Friday morning through Monday morning.
And I learned after about 39 hours of no sleep, I just break out into tears and I don't realize it because my eyes are so dry from the lack of sleep. Literally, we're on set and we took a 5-minute break, and next thing you know, somebody's like, Lindsay, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Why? They're like, you're crying. And then the entire set goes because all of a sudden now the AD is crying. Now this is panic mode.
Yeah,
So everybody
the AD is
the
crying.
AD
It's
is
bad.
Yeah.
You're like, are we all about to die? Is that what's so did Wild Eye approach you, or were you like looking for distribution?
We also work on a television series called Zombie Hunter City of the Dead. They were picked up by Wild Eye. So that was the connection that we had with them. Rob Hochschild, who's of Wild Eye, is really great, really supportive of the New York horror scene. And the way he kind of feels about it is there's a group of us that work on a lot of the same films, and he kind of feels like because we're one big family, he has no problem going into business with us because we're part of his family.
That's literally what he said. He's like, well, I already distribute Zombie Hunters and you guys shoot Zombie Hunters. So as far as I'm concerned, we're already in business. So yeah, so that was pretty easy. That was,
Yeah.
that was quick. That was
Yeah.
quick and simple. It's like, all right, fine. Yeah, rip that Band-Aid off. All right, we got distribution.
Woo.
And it sounds like it's worked out for you, that you're happy about it, because some people have better and worse distribution experiences. Some people are like, don't just distribute it yourself, like it wasn't worth
Don't.
it for me.
No. It
Don't
wasn't worth it.
distribute yourself.
Okay.
Well,
don't.
I don't know. In
We-
this day and age, with distributor and all that kind of option and being able to put things on Amazon yourself, it might be different. But if we started off in the DVD game,
Right.
and it was
Yeah.
no,
No,
we're never doing that
Yeah,
again.
we got distribution when DVD was literally about to die.
Yeah.
It was just dying. 2014. That's it. This is the end of DVD. But I still don't think self-distribution is a good method unless you have a serious fan base.
or a huge marketing budget.
Yeah, or a marketing budget, exactly. Because just because you're on Amazon Prime doesn't mean anybody knows you're on Amazon Prime.
Oh yeah.
And how
Familiar
often,
with that.
Yeah, exactly. And how many times are your 15 or 20 friends who've been supporting you from the beginning really going to watch your movie? Because you get maybe 10 cents for the course for somebody to watch your entire movie, and they're not going to pay you out a check of 10 cents. You probably got to hit like YouTube until you hit $50 in revenue. They're not sending you a check. So that could be 6 years from now. I'm sure Amazon has a minimum. You're not going to see anything. So unless you have a way of really, really getting it in front of people and letting them know it's on there, you're still not making any money on any of these platforms.
And
that's the reason why I don't like self-distribution. People
Yeah,
forget
and it was a
that
little
part.
crazy though. Even with our distribution deal, I think we rode the top 10 DVD sales on Amazon for the first
Top 10 new horror for
new
like 2 or
horror
3 weeks.
for about 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And
But
seen it,
we
darling.
still have not. I know this is a thing. We still have not gotten any money from the distributor because he's still recouping his costs.
Right.
But he's almost recouped at this point. Yes, he's so close, which means there is a couple $1,000s of sales that have been made already from the film.
Uh-huh.
Right.
With very limited marketing budget and just really us pushing it. So it has sold and it is out there. You know, there's plenty of reviews out there already that say the movie sucks.
Right.
So when they shit on
So
you,
they saw it.
yes, you watched it. That's
No,
great.
but even so, we still had, we still entered the distribution deal. We had Fangoria, Rue Morgue, and Horror Hound reviews.
Reviews, yes,
Okay.
yes.
So that also helped a little bit in some ways, and in other ways it
I'm
kind of
curious.
didn't.
I'm curious about. It seems like the title would help too, because like honestly, I hear that title and I'm like, oh, I would probably watch that, like
Yeah.
just based on the
It's
title.
a mixed bag. Some people say that's like that. Well, okay, it's a slasher. That sounds great. And others are like, that's the most generic title. That's the point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
no,
it's
yeah.
supposed to be a generic slasher film. It's not supposed to be a generic slasher film for 2015. This is supposed to be a film that should have been released in 1983.
I mean, we
Yeah.
actually, the way we made it was we made it like as a period piece. We took it to the next level where, like, production wise, we only used things that were available in the 80s.
Yeah, on screen.
Oh,
On
that's
screen. So he actually used
Everything is authentic.
a color.
We shot it on the
Color
Canon
profile.
60D, so we shot it in HD.
Yeah.
But you probably know Kodak actually has a Technicolor color profile. So we shot the movie in true Kodak Technicolor,
Okay.
the way it would have been shot in 1983. And everybody's looking at it like it looks like it's a really cheap camcorder. That's a $1,200 HD DSLR. If I made it look like as smooth, like of a transition, that this really looks like I shot it on a 30-year-old camera, then I did something good.
yeah.
You know, to take
Yeah.
HD
Yeah.
and really give it that video look is something that a lot of people really, really work hard to get that look because they just want that nostalgia,
Yeah.
you know? And this looks like it was shot on 35 millimeter in the 80s.
And
So-
even for effects, I only used materials that were available in the 80s. So everything was made out of latex and mortician's
Paper
wax.
towels and
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, it was. We try to get as authentic as possible
Mhm.
for everything. And most of
We
the
eBay shopped
yeah, the
hell
entire
out of
wardrobe
everything.
came from eBay.
Yeah.
Even the movie starts in a it starts out at a Halloween party in the early 70s is the opening scene. We even got vintage Halloween costumes from the early 70s.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
You know,
That's so fun.
so everything is as authentic as we possibly could. The problem is it just went over everybody's heads because there's
Yeah.
so much throwback stuff out there. It just looked like another throwback,
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
you know? But the truth is we started this in 2007
Okay.
when nobody was doing that shit. Nobody was doing that. We shot it in 2011 and it didn't actually, the DVD wasn't released until 2015.
No, 2014.
2014. No. Was it 2014?
I believe it's 2014,
Okay,
yeah.
it doesn't really matter though, because
No.
by the time it was released, people were sick of it.
There's always going to be a level of a market, though, I feel like, for those kinds of like practical effects and
Yeah.
stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. Because
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
like, that's what I most like to see. And a lot of people, that's what
Yeah.
you really want to see. So even if, like, right now they're like, oh, I don't need to see this, it seems like the kind of film that might have legs, you
It'll
know?
come back around.
Yeah.
It'll come back.
Well,
around.
when it does, we'll be there.
We'll be there.
Exactly. 30,
waiting.
40 years from now.
Sure, why
it'll look
not?
Right
30,
back.
40 years from now, when I'm dead of a heart attack or liver disease, people will appreciate it.
Feel like the lost gem of MTV.
Yeah, that's it. You know?
So I have another question. My question is, would you like to play a game?
Cool.
Cool.
Would you like to play a game?
Sure, I'll play a game.
Well, it wasn't a yes. That was just a cool. I don't know if we're,
I'm gonna take that as a yes.
that depends on what the game is.
I mean, he also didn't say he cared whether we wanted to or not.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
just was
it's-
curious.
It's not.
She's very
It's not
observant.
exactly a
Poll,
rhetorical
really.
question. It's more of a.
The results have no
jerk
impact
question.
on what
Uh-huh.
we're doing.
So it snowed a little bit,
A little
Yes.
bit.
little
Little
bit,
bit.
Little bit.
a little bit
Little bit.
here in New York, and I suppose the rest of the Northeast of the United States.
And the
also had-
Southeast.
There may have been
Every-
an explosive tornado, I
was
believe was
everywhere.
the term.
It was
Bomb
a bomb
cyclone.
cyclone.
Yeah, it snowed in Florida.
Yeah.
It snowed in Florida.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was getting reports.
snowed
from
in LA.
family in Florida.
It snowed in LA.
Snowed
That's
in
funny.
Texas.
I don't know when the last time LA saw snow, but
they probably were like, "Shit, why is the cocaine falling from the sky?"
Oh,
The
see, I was
clouds
gonna
are
go in the
falling.
opposite direction. I was gonna be like, is that snow or ash?
I was gonna say like it probably helped with the fires. They were probably like, oh, thank God.
Put
No,
every-
actually, yeah.
put it
Yeah,
out,
that's
put it
fair.
out. They're like, yay, snow, fuck, it's cold. I don't have
Yeah.
a jacket.
They're like, "Oh my God, it's 40 degrees."
Seriously.
So, but because it snowed,
Mhm.
I thought we might play some snow trivia.
We're gonna have a snowball fight in the house.
No.
Sean's like,
That means we would have to go outside to get the snow. And
I thought
there's a
maybe
reason
can't
that
you
we.
just reach out to your fire escape?
I'm
the
sure.
window.
Yeah, we have to open the window for that.
That
One of
sounds
the
like an
reasons
air
why we
conditioner.
record at my place is I don't have to go out in the fucking cold. So anyway,
Alright.
snow trivia.
Okay.
So question 1. What are the 4 classifications of snow on the ground by snow scientists? Which is a thing. There are snow scientists. And they have 4 different classifications for snow. Is it A, snow, lots of snow, not very much snow, no snow? Is it B, Vesta, Frigga, Kali, and Baba Yaga? Is it C, Graupel, hail, ice pellets, and rime? Or is it D, hail, snow, black ice, and dust? Would you like me to read that again?
I'm just gonna go with C.
C? All right. Lindsay says C.
Can I hear C and D again?
C is Graupel, hail, ice pellets, and rime. And D is hail, snow, black ice, and dust.
I like C the best, if that's worth anything, but I think I'm gonna go with
Nothing's worth anything,
No,
Nicole.
that's true. It kind of sounds like the name of a really nerdy hip hop album to me right now.
What the C?
Yeah, but
Because the rhyme.
yeah, because of the rhyme mostly, but also because of the words that I'm like, what's that word? I don't know. It sounds like somebody who knows more than me thought it made sense. And
So you're also saying C.
no, I'm saying D.
You're
I'm gonna
saying
say
D.
I'm gonna say D.
You're going to say D.
I think I may revise mine to D.
I'm pretty damn sure it's D, but I'm going with Baba Yaga.
I respect
Okay, so you're going with B.
I'm going with Baba Yaga.
B
dig that.
and you're D.
Baba
And are
Yaga.
you
I'll stick with C to make it
stick with C?
interesting.
And the correct answer is C.
Whoa.
Wow, look at that. Look at
Don't
that.
ask me what any of those words mean because I don't fucking.
Yeah. That's true. He did say scientific term. not
That's what I
just the
thought because
name.
like it was like definitions of snow and you can't use the word snow to describe snow.
Mm.
This is New
Oh.
York. Yes, you can.
Yes.
And if you
Listen,
have a
New
fucking
York doesn't
problem,
have
I
snow.
got
New York
some
has
rivers
snow
that you can
for
go
an hour.
fucking.
New York has snow for an hour and then we get black slush. That's it.
It is the
Just gets
ugliest
gross.
snow in
Ugliest snow
existence.
ever.
It's yeah.
It's really pretty till everybody sees it and walks out in it.
Exactly.
Then
It's really
it's
pretty
just
from, like,
sludge.
Midnight to 5 a.m.
That's
You're
it.
just like,
That's
oh,
it.
it's a
Oh,
it's a
look
winter wonderland. and then people.
I
Start going
wonder
out
who's
there.
under it. That's what it is.
That's
I wonder
that's
how
the
many
real
people
question.
froze under it is
Yeah.
the question.
And on that note,
Listen, we live up to the name Mass Grave
Yes,
Pictures,
yeah.
okay?
We fuck
you
shit up.
certainly seem to. Question 2: skiing, which you do on the snow,
You
is
do?
It's
speak for yourself.
I do it in the water.
There are people who do skiing on the snow.
Okay.
Well,
So
they're
this is a
weirdos.
finish the sentence
Fuck us all, man.
question. Skiing is 5,000 years old. Skiing is the practice of falling down a cold hill on flimsy bits of wood / whatever they make skis out of these days. C, something one does on snowy days instead of staying inside like a sane person. Or D, bullshit.
I'm going with D bullshit personally. That's me.
C did well for me last time. I'm sticking with C.
Just sticking with C. Yeah.
Bullshit.
And the correct answer is skiing is bullshit.
Yeah.
Skiing
Wah,
is
Wah, wah.
bullshit.
You know what
Bullshit.
sounds real nice though? Going on a ski vacation with other people who can go ski while you stay inside
And
and
watch
next to
drink.
the
them
fire.
die.
Yeah, watch
I am
them
a big fan of
die,
fireplaces.
Sit by a fireplace, drink
Yes.
some sort of like warm alcoholic
Yes.
beverage.
Yeah, some cocoa with some
Some
whiskey
Baileys
in
and
it.
whiskeys.
That
Yeah.
sounds delightful.
I love it.
Let's do
Oh,
that.
Why are we
Hottie
not
toddy.
doing that now?
Right?
I
I
don't
may
know.
go home and put the
Seriously.
fireplace for your home in 4K that's on Netflix
go.
up on my TV.
Seriously,
Make
there's enough
myself
streams in here that eventually it'll warm us up.
Yeah.
That's fair. Fair. We'll just turn on a bunch of those screensaver
Yeah.
fire
Fireplaces. There, there's a Doctor Who one.
things. There's
We
There's
watched
a
that on
Doctor Who, so
Christmas.
We watched it on
It's-
We put the
Christmas.
Doctor Who one up. It was fun. Last year we did the Darth Vader one.
The Darth Vader one is a
Oh,
classic.
Yeah.
nice. Yeah,
We
because it's the mask.
talked
Yeah.
about it,
Yeah.
but we didn't actually watch the Darth Vader one
Yeah.
this year.
It
Last
was
year
just
we had it
crackling
on, I
fires.
think.
It was so cool. We just put it on.
Yeah.
Just crackling. Awesome.
I'm a huge fan of those. There was a time when I was a kid and you're like, haha, that's dumb. And now I'm like, this is great.
This is
I don't
this is
know.
awesome.
I was making fun when I was like, oh, fireplace for your home in 4K. Thanks, Netflix. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, this looks
is
amazing. Look
great.
at that fire.
Seriously.
That fire looks like it's right in my home.
Yeah.
And if you keep drinking, then you'll eventually believe it might be real.
It's like,
Yeah,
I
right?
gotta touch
Just
it.
stand in front of your TV, hands up.
Get a marshmallow and stick it on a fork.
And then you.
Give spice.
Why is it not going? Just on the screen.
And that's how I broke my nice new TV.
It's true. Last question. Venus snow on the planet Venus, is theorized to be made of, and theorized because it's not like we can go down there and
Down there?
look at it on Venus. Yeah, down there onto the surface of Venus to touch
Up
it.
there to the sky.
There is no direction in space. There's
Yeah,
no
but-
up or down.
But
okay,
for us here to
the
go.
satellite, the probes or satellites, whatever you call them, they circle around
The atmosphere
Venus,
is too
above the atmosphere, so they don't
is
go
too thick to get
down to the ground of Venus to
Everything
sample
to-
the snow. So
Okay, that makes sense.
that's
but
what I
first
was
they have to
getting
go
to.
up before they
yes, they
go
must go
down.
up
That's
to
all
first.
I'm saying.
Although
That's all I'm
technically, you
saying.
could also just look at it as they have to go sideways out from the planet.
Let's
like,
keep talking
depends on
about this. For
Yeah,
the
well,
whole
I'm
rest.
not the one who tried to correct me.
I
Damn
could
it!
have totally done a
Listen,
whole
I don't
show on
understand why we
quantum
don't
physics
stick a
and
selfie stick to
space
one of
shit.
these probes and just, put a teaspoon at the end and just let them. Right? Selfie stick and a teaspoon. That would do it.
Sure.
And just get the sample in there. It's like
Just get a sample. That's
it's
it.
a really long,
really
selfie
long
stick. It's about like
selfie
10
stick.
miles long.
It's almost there. Another 7 hours to go.
So it's theorized to be made out of, is it A, lead sulfide, B, sodium chloride, D, mercury, or C mercury, excuse me. I just got my fucking letters mixed up. C, mercury, or D, water. So lead sulfide or sodium chloride or mercury or water.
Sodium chloride.
Yeah.
All right, we got
Sure.
two.
It's just
Everybody's
a-
saying sodium chloride.
Why
Yeah.
not? And we're
Everybody
all
thinks
wrong.
it's salt.
That's.
It's lead sulfide.
Mm.
No.
It's lead.
Well, I think the game tied, right?
Yeah,
Everybody
I-
had equal points.
Pretty. What? Did you? I don't know. I don't keep track. Everybody wins.
Yeah, she was right first, and then we were right second.
And then we were all wrong.
We were all
And
wrong.
everybody's
so, yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
So everybody
Everybody's a
wins
winner.
The
Mhm.
oxygen
I don't know.
and lack of freezing.
Everybody wins.
We
a
win the right to go back
refreshing
out
walk
there.
outside after we're done.
Yes, we were in the right
How's
to leave.
that?
Get the fuck out of here. It's usually how I lose a job.
Well, that was the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a website, which is 4milescircus.com.
Mhm.
And we have a Twitter, which is 4milescircus.
Mhm.
And we have an Instagram, which is 4milescircus.
It's true.
And we have,
We have
a
a
Facebook,
Tumblr, which you
is
shouldn't
4
go
Mile
to.
Circus.
You're
Yeah, you
very
shouldn't,
consistent.
you shouldn't get on. You shouldn't get on Tumblr in general. It's
You guys
like,
are very consistent, though. I like how to say.
yeah, it's
very
just it's
consistent.
like
What is
Branding.
Tumblr? I know nothing about Tumblr.
it's
It's
basically
where you
where
get porn.
It's Pinterest for porn.
Oh, okay.
kind of yeah, or CW shows. It's CW shows and pornography, sometimes both at the same time.
Okay.
So it didn't used to be. It used to be mostly just pornography, and then the CW shows just started invading, ruined everything.
Well, they're a bunch of lookers. So.
It's fair.
So are the people in porn, though.
Well, they belong together, so they are together.
There you go. You're right.
So apparently Tumblr is the most consistent website on the internet now.
I wouldn't know. I haven't signed into my account in about 6 months. So
So you can find us on those places.
Those places.
And you should, tell us stuff. Say hi. And then where can they find you guys?
massgravepictures.com.
.com.
Yes, you can
.com.
skip the Google and just go massgravepictures.com.
Are you on the Instagrams or the
We
Twitters?
we
or...
we,
We
we
are not
actually have
consistent.
separate accounts. I mean, I run the Massgrave Pictures ones on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and stuff, but she has her own. So if you just go to massgravepictures.com, at the bottom there's all of the links for all of our individual things are there, rather than explaining them all out, because we're not as consistent as you guys.
That's
I like
okay.
sharing mine though. I'm Mass Gravette, like
There,
Rockhead.
see, there you go.
That's good. On
Yeah.
Twitter and Instagram.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
so
not.
you can
so.
Insta and Twitter.
Yeah.
And Twitter Insta.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Insta tweet.
And then people should listen to the podcast and leave reviews.
Leave a review.
Yeah,
Reviews are good.
I like reviews. Tell us how much we suck.
Yeah, that's any review, positive, negative.
Really, we
We'll
just
take-
want attention.
We're here. Isn't that enough attention?
It's never enough attention.
It's always more. It's the
I
insatiable
feed
hunger.
on it. I am the Galactus of attention. I hunger. Okay,
You just
And that was the episode.
eat plants.
and that's the episode. Goodbye.
Bye.
If you like what you heard, please subscribe to us on iTunes, SoundCloud, or your platform of choice. Please visit us at 4milecircus.com to learn about our other projects and services, and be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at 4 Mile Circus.